Hello, hello. How are you, everyone? How's it going? It's been a minute, right? What, maybe 3 days, 4 days since I hung out with you all. Thanks for joining. I see a few of you here already. Thanks for joining on Facebook. I'll come and see the Facebook comment section. Phyllis, hello. She's saying she prays she can stay awake. Yes, stay awake. Jamie, you're here. Hi, Jamie. And Joseph, you're checking in from Ireland. Nice. Lady Knievel, welcome. Well, hey, Beowulf. Hi there. Sean, hey, Sean. Well, today we are going to be blessed with my mentor and coach, Chris. Okay, Chris is going to hang out with us today again. All right, and I want to get his take on what we're seeing currently in our economy. Okay, so I'm going to bring him on now. Let's give Chris a warm welcome. Chris, can you
Hey,
hear me?
I can hear you, Jen. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Let us know. They do a 5 times 5 in the chatmosphere. Can someone give me your five? Chris, I never knew what they were doing for all this like length of time. And they're like, Jennifer, like, you need to know these. Like, it means it's clear, loud and clear. So now I'm asking for a 5 times 5. Can someone give me a five?
5 times 5. That's what you're looking for in the chatmosphere.
Yes.
That's
They
right.
explained it to me, Chris, and I forgot already. Okay, Chris, it is a 5 times 5. Okay. It
Thank
has
you,
something to
B.
do
We
with everything is
appreciate it.
clear. Okay,
Good.
good. All right. So
Jen,
let's
it's good to see
welcome.
you. It's good to
Right?
see you. I'm
Oh my
glad
gosh,
I'm
it's so
glad to
great.
be here, right? Like this is
Yes.
always it's always special times to get a chance to connect, especially in front of, the audience. We
Yeah.
obviously have our one-on-one conversations and our time together, right?
Right.
But
Right.
getting a
Yes.
chance to share some of our one-on-one conversations with other
Mhm.
people, with the chatmosphere, so to speak.
Yes.
It's
I
always
love
an exciting time. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. It's such an honor. Everyone, I tell you all a lot about Chris and different people that I feel like I'm just really soaking in a lot right now. And Chris has been coaching me through some tough times. Just I I need some, just that coaching
We
and
all do. We all do. And thank you,
yes,
Christine. I
yes.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you. And I'm glad to be able to share you with this wonderful community that I've been blessed to be a part of. And today I wanted to just get your feel today on some current things. I'm going to share the screen for a minute. And anybody, have you heard about some of the things going on with Twitter? I know we hear about the kind of funny things going on, but it's kind of serious, when you think about some of the things going on. Now,
Mm.
I will go to the first one. I'll share because I have a few big tech stories. And this one involves Elon, and he met with some Wall Street people today. They said they saw him walking into some conferences. And now the latest that's coming out on a few different platforms is that Elon is floating bankruptcy. So he's
Mm.
changing the culture. I know we've heard about he doesn't want people to work from home anymore. I think you have to get like really special, um, clearance to do it. But what do you think, Chris? Like in terms of like how fast some of this stuff has transpired with Twitter, what are you feeling and sensing?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can take it, right? Depends whose perspective you're looking at. And, if it's the perspective of the employee, it's always tough when companies reorganize. But welcome to corporate America, right? We're just seeing it happen in the tech space, but it's happened
Hmm.
all across, right? Like all across corporate America, all across industries. That's what happens. There's layoffs, there's changes in economy. So this Elon is one from Twitter, but there's a lot of tech companies that are laying people off. there's a lot,
Yeah.
right? I think we're going to
Wow.
dive into it. Something we had talked about also, Meta, the Facebook
Yes.
conglomerate Meta also
Yes.
just laid off 11,000 people or something like that, right? So
Exactly.
I think there's a bigger conversation. There's
Mm-hmm.
a bigger conversation around what is actually happening in our economy, in corporate, in tech space, right? In Silicon
Right.
Valley and places like that. Um, I heard Elon had to change the culture very quickly. This is the other perspective, right? Elon had to change the culture very quickly
Mm-hmm.
because they were losing so much money, right? And the business of any business is to stay in
Oh,
business,
okay.
right? And so if Elon says they're losing $5 million a day, well, you got to stop the bleeding somehow in business. So becomes tough decisions,
Right.
but those are the decisions that are made
Yeah.
for the sake of business, right?
Right. Right. Does it sound good on my end?
Yeah, you're freezing up a little bit. I think it's a little
See?
slow while it's loading.
Okay. All right. So it cut out for me a bit. I
There
was
you go. You're
also
back.
maybe it's a connectivity thing. Sometimes I have it within the StreamYard because I'm good on the other end, but it hits sometimes on stream. Maybe I'll stop sharing. Let me see if that helps a little bit. How's that? Maybe it's better. Okay.
Yeah, that
I
works.
won't share the
Uh,
screen
I, s-
possibly. Yeah.
I see it in the
Okay.
comments real quick. FG Apothecary said anybody hear about Adidas considering filing bankruptcy? Yes, after the whole thing
Oh.
with Ye with Kanye, right, and the legal battles and
Hmm.
the things that were going on, and the stock decided to take that massive dip because people didn't understand kind of what the future of the company was going to be. Um, yeah, Adidas
Hmm.
is on shaky grounds. I don't know if I haven't read anything confirming
Oh.
nor denying, right, like the bankruptcy thing, but I know that they're another company
Oh.
that's
Wow.
losing a lot of money, right? Again, bigger
Okay.
picture, ladies and
Wow.
gentlemen, bigger picture is what's happening in the economy. These big companies are getting
Mhm.
exposed for not being as financially solvent as we thought, right? That's what the stock market is. A lot of these companies are inflated, and
Mhm.
because most people don't read the financial statements of
Right.
these companies, we don't really know. But now we're starting to see it. Now we're going to start to see exactly kind of
Yeah.
who's operating profitable businesses or not. And again, the tech space is just the
Mhm.
space right now that you're probably going to see a lot of them because it was overinflated. There are a lot of people, they had a lot of jobs, and now they don't have the same amount of business as they had or needed before.
Oh
So
boy.
it's
Wow.
tough.
That's a
It's
lot
tough.
to happen at one time. Like I didn't know the prize that it's so volatile that so many now what's interesting with the meta. I was reading that Mark Zuckerberg, he pretty much fell on his sword. He's taking responsibility for over projecting. So it was interesting that he was saying like it's my fault.
Yeah. As I mean, again,
And that's
think what you want of people, right? Or you know what I mean, like the
mhm,
character of people. We're not sure
mhm,
we understand what we see in the media or what we're able to read, or right. But if we don't know people,
mhm,
we're not sure. I will tell you, the mark of a good leader is it always falls on them, right? A good leader always takes
mhm,
responsibility for the things that happen under his watch, his or her watch, under their company,
mhm.
or right, what whoever's under their leadership. So as from a
Right.
leadership perspective, like I don't know the guy, right? I don't know. I
Mhm,
use Facebook, but I don't know anything about Mark Zuckerberg. But from a leadership standpoint, like he should take the
mhm,
responsibility. Like,
mhm.
it's his
Yeah.
company. If you're at the head of it, you say, yeah, that's my fault. And that's a good
Right.
thing. That is a good thing.
I thought so. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's not. I mean, I've heard it twice in a couple of these narratives that are dealing with the downturn of businesses. Mark was
Yeah.
one that said he just kind of took the responsibility and said that, yeah, he may have just the meta thing. I don't know. Were you willing to do the goggle? Are you an RV kind of person or no?
Not right now, and I don't think anybody is right now, right? but
Oh,
but i
okay.
but i do believe I do believe in the next 10 to 20 years it'll be a real technology that we move towards, right?
Really?
Everyone, yeah, everyone has to remember, and again, it doesn't matter your beliefs, or it doesn't really kind of matter what we like or what we don't like.
Mhm.
Technology and what's happening in society is like this big tidal wave, right? And you can try to run away from it, but that thing's going to crash down, and it's going to crash a lot of people. I always joke with some people that, I don't love social media. I'm not a lover. I'm not a hater of social media, or right, like what we do content wise.
Mhm.
Uh, but I always kind of joke with people and let them know, like, we're not going backwards. We're not going back to hieroglyphics, right? I don't. I,
That's funny.
I don't think that's the way that we're headed when it,
Okay.
when it
That's a
comes
good
to.
reminder, right, everyone? Because I think part of us have this sort of fantasy that we could go back to a simpler time. But what does that really mean? Like, do we want to go back to the Flintstones, everyone? What do we?
I don't know that our world is moving in that direction. We can try to move in direction, but we'll be moving so opposite of the way the world is moving. And sometimes that's a good thing, right? Like, again,
Mhm.
don't go with the flow, be the flow, right? Like, at the end of the
Right.
day, you got to make sure that you're headed your path.
Mhm.
But this technology thing, right, it's moving. So
Mhm.
VR, right? So like
Mhm.
VR, AR, all that stuff, it's
Right.
up and coming. It will enhance our lives, just like a live stream has enhanced our lives, right?
That's
Like, you got to
yeah.
remember, like, we couldn't do this 8 years ago.
Hmm.
We didn't have this
No.
ability to communicate at this speed live, have these conversations. That wasn't a thing. We were getting
Right.
close to it, right?
Hmm.
We were in chat rooms, right, we were doing different things
Right.
to try to
Yeah.
get close to this, but it was
Hmm.
never as good as this.
No.
So we have to know it'll get better. It'll get better,
That's
like
good.
it think
Everyone, that's hopeful. Look at Christine said Little House on the Prairie.
yeah, I know. I wish we could get back to that lifestyle, and some people can, right? Some people
Yeah.
can.
Some
It just
people I
it
yeah.
it'll be a lot against culture, a lot against the way the world moves, right? And there's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the life you choose,
Yeah.
uh, right? But it
Right.
makes it tough for everybody else. Uh,
An Amish, like we would always say, like we were wanting to be an Amish type of person. But the thing that I like what Joseph said, you may have remembered, Joseph is joining us from Ireland, Chris.
yeah.
And
Hey,
Joseph
Joseph.
says technology is not bad unless it is created and controlled by evil. It can in tune with nature and help us. I'm glad you all are saying this because I needed to hear that. I'm sure somebody else needed to hear that because I think we assess evil to a lot of things like money is one.
Yeah.
And Chris is always coaching us about the way to look at money as a tool and not assess what do you say like
Yeah.
Chris about the
Yeah. We
evil
just
and
can't.
money.
Yeah, we can't attach negative feelings to money, negative emotions, right? Money is neutral. Money is neutral. Money is neither good nor bad. It is an energy. It is a tool, right? That's
Mhm.
all money is. We can't overvalue it. We don't undervalue it. It is what it is. What it does
Mhm.
is it brings us options in life. We can't negate the fact that in this life, in this society that we live in this time period, in this 100 years that we're living in, this window of time,
Mhm.
it's important to have money. It's important to be able to have options and to be able
Mhm.
to get the best health care and to be able to raise your children and to be able to have a good living, quality of life, right? That's important. So
Yeah.
because of that, we have to attach good things to money. And
Mhm.
oftentimes, like you said, Jen, we attach the negative. We attach the money
Right.
is the root of all evil. Bad
Mhm.
people have money. And
Right.
again, what I try to teach people is, all right, money is neither good nor bad. If you are a good person without money, you will be a better person with money.
Mhm.
If you are
Mhm.
already a not good person without money, you will be a worse person with money. You see,
Wow.
like
Hmm.
that's the effect. It just amplifies who you already are. So that's why
Absolutely.
more good people, good hearted people need to be able to accumulate money because we'll have more good people in the world with resources,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
Money doesn't care whether you're good or bad because it's neutral. It doesn't matter. It's just going to
Hmm.
flow to the person that believes they can attract it, that believes they can have it, that believes they deserve it,
Hmm.
and that it's not a bad thing. Because if you know you're a good person and you have good intentions,
Right.
you're going to do really good things when you have billions of dollars, right? You would do good things.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the people that have it became bad to get it. It
Mm.
means that they already had some seeds of that in them before
Right.
they got it,
There you are.
right?
It makes sense. So yeah, well, wow, that's a segue because I don't want to share unless I wanted to talk about this guy. I didn't know about this because the crypto area is new for me. So we're talking money, everyone. So crypto.
Yeah,
What do you think about that? Because there's also a guy that what's his name? Let me just. His name is Sam and he said I effed up. This is another one that was the one I want to show you that he took. Wait a minute, I think I could try it now. Let me just try to share it because I'll show you
sure.
that another person falling on their sword, taking it for the team and saying that it was their fault. I was not expecting that from the crowd. Okay, I have to just say honestly, I'm a
What would
little
you expect,
impressed,
Jen?
but
What would you
here it is.
expect? What would you expect? Would you
I don't
expect
know.
them
I
to
would
go?
expect them to say it was
Would
everybody else's fault. It was someone else's fault.
understood?
I don't
I
know.
got
It's
you.
just
I
different. I
got
think
you.
it's some kind of turn going. That's what I'm wondering, Chris.
No, I think
Is this
again,
like a something
again
we're seeing?
there
Like,
there is
okay,
there's a
so
blanket there's a blanket kind of blanketness about the about industries or about people, generalizations. I think those are the things that we all have to be mindful of
mhm,
breaking down, right? There's nothing that's all good
yeah,
or all
true.
bad, right? Like everyone at the top of companies is not all bad. All corporate companies are not all bad. Are there a lot of them that are? Absolutely.
Right.
Are there a lot of corrupt people in the world?
Hmm.
Absolutely. But it's nothing is absolute
Hmm.
of like it's all that way, right? So I come from a little bit
Gotcha.
different disposition,
Hmm.
right? I think that people are good.
Right.
Genuinely, like generally, people are good. Like they are good people.
Right.
Like people are good at nature, at their nature, their core.
Hmm.
And so anytime
That's
I would
cool.
believe this, right? Like I would believe that someone does good things in the world because I believe
Okay.
people are good,
So this wouldn't
right?
surprise you. This, like it did for me. I was like, honestly, like, wow, two people saying this. This is really
Yeah.
good for corporate America.
Yeah, I mean, think about
Like
it. These
you
are
know,
people that have a conscience. They have some form of a conscience. This guy,
that's
right,
good.
who
Uh-huh.
in the cryptocurrency space, basically led a lot of people down a path where a lot of people lost money.
Mhm.
Of course, he
Wow.
should be sorry. Of
Hmm.
course, he should
Oh
be
yeah.
sorry. Like, if
Very
you led,
right. I
if
wouldn't
you
be able to
led,
sleep.
yeah, exactly. If you led millions of people down a path of losing hundreds of millions of dollars, like, yeah,
Hmm.
you're not gonna back out of this one and blame that on somebody else. Like, just having a
Yeah.
conscience would be like, hey, sorry guys,
Yeah.
kind of effed
It's
up on
like the
this one.
least. Yeah. I guess you know what's good that you're bringing this into a perspective is like it's not like he can go anywhere and just like hide. Like most of us, like we don't mess up that bad usually, like at a job or something where you would have to face
Yeah,
a whole lot of people and like apologize. So you kind of could, I don't know, not it goes away easier. Something
yeah,
like this, he has to face it, right? Like there's no
yeah.
hiding from.
Yeah, it's different when you live a public life, right? When you live a big public life, right? You
Hmm.
take bigger falls,
Yeah.
higher mountains, bigger
Uh-huh.
valleys, right? That's
Yeah,
just what happens, right?
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people are scared of both sides.
Wow.
In all honesty, most people are scared of the mountaintops
There
and
you
getting really
are.
high, and most people are scared of dropping really low, right? So again,
Uh-huh.
I applaud people. It takes courage to
Wow.
go out there and say, yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of F this one up, right? These are all the things. But again, like I said, Jen, bigger picture. Bigger picture
Yeah.
is like there's a lot
Yeah.
of shifting happening in corporate. There's a lot of shifting happening in money. Like there's a lot of things going
Mhm.
on out there that
Right.
I just hope everybody's paying attention to, right? Like
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody this earlier today that like I basically get paid to pay attention to the economy and money, and I get to study people. Like I get the privilege of like lifting up the hood under people's financial life and kind of seeing what's happening
Mhm.
out there and seeing the realities of people's finances and where we are in business and things. And it's getting scary. People are getting laid off.
Yeah.
We were talking about this, Jen. Like the Fed basically came out and said like unemployment will go up. We
Hmm.
were talking about whether we're in a recession or not, or right, it doesn't feel like a
Hmm.
recession, right?
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, they told us unemployment's going to go up. That means
Okay.
people are going to start losing their jobs. But that's what we're seeing happen. We're watching
Yeah.
it.
I
We're
mean,
watching it
those
happen.
are big numbers, like for like what you quoted when I had looked at that too, the 11,000 from Facebook, everyone, like that's a lot of people because of the meta not taking off. And oh look, Drew's here. Hey
What's up, Drew?
Druzy. Hey Angela. Yeah, so the meta,
Thank you, Angela, and thank you,
yeah,
Christine. I appreciate you. Hey, we're all out here being good people, being better people. We all have room to grow. We all have room to learn and grow and evolve into the best version of ourselves, right, Jen? That's
that's
what we're
right.
here to
See,
do.
everybody, he's bringing out the kinder version of
That's right.
Jennifer, okay? You
That's
notice I
right.
haven't brought the spoon out today. Look at that.
That's
So
right.
yes, he is a bit, but this is why I'm going to share him with you in terms of like the mindset stuff. I'm
Yeah.
going to share that like okay, Wednesdays and Fridays, everyone. I'm just going to share that you could be invited to listen to like the stuff that I listen to. Chris has a wonderful mindset, like a morning podcast on Wednesdays and Fridays, so you all can tune in because he helped me, everyone, this past 2 weeks. Like I have been reaching back over the fence and giving olive leaves to various people, like, you know, because of the political stuff.
Yeah.
And this was really big growth, like in terms of like Chris was coaching me through this and I was able to do it. And I didn't think I was able to do it. So
You did it
yeah,
though. Listen, you did it because
I did it.
you're a strong, powerful woman. Like we all have so much power in us and we don't know, we don't utilize it, right? And sometimes we just need a little guidance. We need a little push. We need a little coach. We need a little right. We need a little nudge just
Yeah,
in the right direction. We all need it every once in a while, right? That's our
absolutely.
service to people. That's our
Yeah.
service to people. That's why you can believe that people are good because we all need the same stuff. We all need to feel good, right? We all need to feel significant,
Yeah.
right? We all want a little, affection.
Hmm.
That's all.
Yeah.
We
Thank you,
need that.
John.
We
Look
need
at
those
that.
things.
You're new to me, John Kovsh. If I said it wrong, please forgive me, but welcome. And please, everyone, let's give a warm atmosphere. Welcome to John. New
Thanks
name,
for joining
John.
us, John. Thanks for joining us,
Yay.
man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey,
And come
Alan,
back
what's
and
up?
hang out more, John, because we'll be doing more of these conversations. Like, I want to ask you something else, Chris, in terms of this, like this going back to the crypto issue with this. Now, I didn't know about Binance, and it was something
Finance.
about okay, he led people to like think that something big was going to happen, and now he lost. They said he lost like 9 billion or something.
No,
Like
but
he
so
went down.
basically, I mean, you got to know a little bit about the crypto space. Basically, there is an exchange, basically where you buy and sell crypto coins, altcoins, alternative coins, like all the things you hear about. You buy
Mhm.
them off of exchanges typically, and that guy FTX was an exchange, right? A place that you could buy it. But during the height of like all of the crypto stuff, like they got a lot of money. All these exchanges got a lot of money because there was a lot of exchange and things happening,
Mhm.
and they're all a bit separate, right? They're all a bit separate, and so basically once things started to crash, things started to come down. Uh, they were basically FTX was basically going to file bankruptcy, right? Like they were going to go out of business because they didn't have the liquidity to fund all the exchanges, and so they wind up having to like combine with
Oh.
Binance, and that
Oh, that's it. Okay.
wasn't supposed to be what happened, but it's because they were losing so much money and they were going to go out of business
Mhm.
that was just a smart move. But
Okay. I
again,
see.
a lot of stuff happening in the crypto space. If anybody,
Really?
yes, I've been having
Okay.
a lot of conversations with people. Uh, everything is down. The
Hmm.
whole crypto market is down.
Wow.
Everything, it's a winner. I was just sitting down with a lady that at the height of it had invested, I think, $100,000 in some of these cryptocurrencies. Now
Okay.
down to like 30,000, so like
Oh.
70% loss,
Oh
uh,
no.
and
Wow.
not doing well. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are feeling the same way, that have put a
Hmm.
bunch of money into it. And again, smart to learn about it. It's just
Hmm.
also understanding the markets and understanding what happens in down markets and recessions and
Right.
when the economy is behind.
Hmm.
So these are just things to pay attention to, conversations to start having. If you're not
Hmm.
having them with people, we try to have them so you're just
Yeah.
more aware.
Right. Definitely. These are, like Chris says, money conversations, which these are, they lead to money, but it's also just mindset too, because one of the things that you help Chris with is that having a tough mental
Yeah.
outlook when we're dealing with these kind of waves of everything seems to be swirling at one time. It's like just being able to weather it. What would your best advice be to like us? We've never seen this kind of stuff. We've never had crypto. We've never
Yeah.
like had all this stuff going on at one time, it seems.
Yeah.
But one of the things like that you could just share with people, because I know they're nervous and maybe I don't know having.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of emotions that circulate around our money, right?
Mhm,
There's a lot of emotions, a lot of fear, a lot of anxieties, a lot of worries, all those types of things. Um, but typically, when you have down markets, when there's things that are uncertain out there in the market, you just really got to start buckling down and getting, like you said, mentally tough, right? What does that mean? Being mentally tough. It just means preparing yourself mentally, emotionally for what's up ahead. It's like preparing for war. It's like preparing for battle, right? If
mhm.
you know, or, let's not make it so gruesome. Let's say preparing for a marathon. Here we go, right? Let's say
That's
instead of
good.
war or battle, let's just say preparing for a marathon. If you know that you have a marathon upcoming, you're going to start to train for it. You're probably going to start eating better. Your
Hmm.
schedule's going to get a little better. You're going to run a little bit longer. You're going to have a little bit more focus and intentionality around running, right? Because you know that there's a marathon coming up in 3 months that you want to be able to run. So
Hmm.
you'll prepare for it. Well, the crazy part about life, which I'm sure all of you know this that are listening on the live, right? We've all had life experiences, but the crazy thing about life is that you don't know when that thing is coming that you're training for, right? You don't know when that thing that's gonna hit you and kind of knock your wind out a bit or set you back a little bit. You actually don't know when it's gonna come.
Hmm.
So the question is, are you preparing anyway? Right? Are you preparing? Are
Hmm.
you having these conversations with us to think about the things that are important to help you get mentally tough, emotionally tough, be able to, like I say, right, build your capacity to be able to handle more.
Right.
Life is just about what we can handle. You ever seen Rocky? That big, like that real popular speech in Rocky, in the movie
Oh,
Rocky, where
yeah.
he talks
Yeah.
about like life, right? He's like, life is gonna knock you down, right? Like, and it's
Right.
it's only up to you if you're gonna get back up, right? Because it'll keep you
True.
down, right? Like, so that's life, right? Like, for real,
Yeah.
life will keep you down. It
Hmm.
will keep you down for years, for decades. Like, it'll keep you down
Okay. Yeah.
if you don't actively fight to get out of the place that you're at, the out of the place you are mentally, right?
Mhm.
Some of us have, we have anger and bitterness and resentment and like
Mhm.
actual like negative feelings inside of our bodies and inside of our mind that attracts a lot of the stuff that we see or that we feel. And it's hard to bring in the good things. It's hard to attract a good life and bring in a good life. But like that's what this thing is about. It's about getting tougher, getting more mentally in a better place, emotionally in a better place to handle the things that life throws at you.
Yeah.
Because life is not fair. We all know this, right, ladies and gentlemen? We all know life is not fair.
Now,
I'm not right. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You know life is not fair. You
no
know
spoilers, right? No spoilers.
Right? Like this thing ain't fair, but what can we do about it? What can you do about it? Right? You still got to go out and live your best life. Kathy just said, that's right. Just keep smiling.
There you are.
You just keep smiling. That's all you can do.
Hey, Juan.
Positive attitude. That's right.
Yes.
That's all right. That's all you can do. And then actively fight for the life that you want. Actively fight for the life that you want.
Yeah. Right. Praying for peace.
Thank you for the kind words, John. We appreciate you.
That's right. Hey, Paul. Paul's here. Amen. Well said, brother, he says. That's right. So in terms of, I think it's a good idea to be in community also, because that has helped me a lot, Chris, is to be in community, just having that touch point, with people who are talking a different conversation, Right. So a lot of people may not feel as connected, because that's what you're helping me with too, is the reconnecting with people and getting out of the sort of the pandemic thing but the pandemic bubble that some of us have been in, right?
Because some of us became outcasts. Some of us became outcasts really quickly in this pandemic. Some of us had to go against the normal, right? What society wanted, right? We very quickly chose our path, very quickly. That's what happened over the past couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And Jamie's right. Gold and silver are God's money. Fiat money is not necessarily God's money, but also do understand, Jamie, he put that money here for a reason. And sometimes we have to pay Caesar's what we owe Caesar, and that is the law of the land. So right now we operate in that system, but you are correct. Gold and silver are God's money. But we are here with the currency that he did give us under Caesar's rule. So understand that again, this money thing, the way that we think about money, it really does, like, it'll attract money or it'll keep money away from us, right? We really got to learn how to think about it properly. So what were we just talking about? I feel like we were
in
talking
terms
about
of the it was about the thinking of a community, having people around, like it's more like you were saying, people became outcast, in this period.
Because again, during that time, people became outcast quick. So getting back into community is important.
Yes.
Right? It's important. Right?
It is important, everyone. This is also,
hey, Tina.
Tina's our Alabama. She has that beautiful Alabama accent. Thanks for joining, Tina, and everyone. Patrice, thank you. You were saying many people are different now. It's been a drain. So much has changed. Yeah, charge on. That's the thing, that from the things that we were just talking about with the big tech companies, Facebook and Twitter, they're laying off people. Somebody said that Zuckerberg, I think, fired people via email, and people are like, this wasn't good to be fired via email. I don't know. What's the best way to be fired, everyone? Do you want to be fired like over steak dinner? What do you want? I mean, it's not going to be a good they're getting severances, so that's a good thing. I mean, for them, at least.
It's a really practical and good question, though. Like, I know you're saying it in jest, but very practical question. How does one lay off 11,000 people? What's that process to make it as sensitive to the human being as possible? Should you have someone walk into an office at when they're not all at an office, right? So some of them are remote, some of them are in different places. So what's the most effective way right? Again, this is just perspective. I like to play both sides. I don't
Mhm.
stick up for one side or the other, but
Okay.
like, how is the corporation supposed to lay them off? If people
Hmm.
are like, I got laid off by an email, how would you want them to handle this? 11,000 people all over the country, possibly other countries. I don't know how they outsource, right? Is it just
Hmm.
you
I
fly
think
you,
they
you
do.
fly everybody into one location to say you're fired and then you go home? Like, is that, would that have been more acceptable? Like, I don't know what people expect. There's a lot of like
Um,
entitlement these days, and we're about to get humbled because the economy is not in a good place.
yeah.
People are about to get really humbled.
Hmm.
What's funny is I was talking to somebody about this. This is going to
Hmm.
start to hit a different segment of people,
Oh,
these layoffs,
right.
because the layoffs, especially in the tech space, are your like college graduate type people, right? So
That's
it's
true.
like your
Yeah.
$150,000 a year
Oh,
incomes
that's
that are
right.
now getting laid off. It's not like you're just average is an engineer, that's a data analyst. They're like,
Oh,
they're in
yeah.
some tech
Oh.
position. So
That's a good point. How about that, everyone? I didn't think about that. Joseph says he's be lost without the check. Oh, I love it. I love this community.
that's
Well, we got to
awesome.
start doing our like helping each other with accountability. I'm going to think of things like Chris helps me think of like visionary things. So we're going to do some things where we do more online. Okay, everyone. So just hold on. Okay, it's
Mhm.
all developing. But I didn't think about that, Chris. Is that okay, think about that, everybody. Put your mind around that. We're going to have people that are like, they're the earners, like six figures, like high six figures, that are engineers. Like, these are the real techie people. They're going to now be without work. And that's going to shift things. Yeah, right, Chris? Because I've heard people like being kind of like mean and saying, well, you should go get a skill, like go learn, go to a trade school, like
Yeah.
kind of like they told other people, like go to a trade school.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
yeah,
Like,
you know what's actually going to happen.
hmm,
What's actually going to happen is the whole thing's going to get flipped around. And you know how we used to outsource cheap labor from like India and China
uh-huh.
and the Philippines? We're going to have to now go work there and do that remotely. That's what'll
Oh,
happen because like
oh,
if their economies start flourishing faster than ours, these are all tech jobs. These are technical jobs that
right,
you can code for any company, any place in the world. Once you understand how to do it, it actually, you're not needed here in the United States specifically. So that's actually over time my prediction. I'm just one person, right? But my prediction would be that's what would happen if a lot of these tech jobs start laying off, is that
right.
they'll actually go to like Indian companies, Chinese companies, start going overseas, shipping out their labor somewhere
Mm,
else, especially if it's not hiring here. So yeah, that'll happen with the tech people. But for sure, I think, I mean, trades are good. Listen, there's always going to be ways to make money, ladies and gentlemen. There's always going to be ways to make money, right?
mm-hmm,
You just got to figure out what's your talent, what's your skill set.
mm-hmm.
What happens, the reason people stop making money is because their skill set gets old and dried up and they stop learning. if you
There you
if
are.
if you knew how to be a cobblestoner, you don't have a job anymore. That But if this were 70 years ago, you would have a flourishing business potentially,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm,
It's just a different skill set needed in today's
mm-hmm.
world, right?
Wow. Yeah.
If you know how to be a, I don't know, a horseshoe maker, right? Like you just, right, know how to make horseshoes. Back when
Mhm.
horses were the main mode of transportation, you might have had a flourishing business, but today that's not a skill set that's needed. So,
Wow.
right. So
Yeah.
basically, when people stop figuring it out, right, figuring out how to make money, it's normally just because we need to update and skill set. We need to like upgrade our hardware, our software, so to speak. Right.
Right.
We just need to upgrade. And that's what we're doing, Jen. You and I, the work we're doing
Mhm.
together. I'm just giving
Right.
you a little upgrade. I'm letting you think about things a little bit different. Right.
Right.
We're just
Okay.
changing a couple of the things. So
Yeah.
that's what
That's
most people need.
yeah. That's a good thing, everyone. Look at that. It's like we're being humbled, which is good. All of us, I think, are being humbled, right? Wouldn't you say? Some maybe more than others. I mean, hey, Chris, I was reading about the blue check mark, the verified that.
Mhm.
I mean, Elon seems like he's trolling, but in a way, it's like I like that it's taking the elitism that we
Yeah.
kind of have in the social media space, and that's what I liked about it. And a lot of us like about it is you can just be yourself. Like, you're in your own whatever pajamas or whatever you want to, and you could just be a person just connecting with people. And that blue check mark thing, when they started that, it just started that sort of elite thing. But
Sure.
now it's like everybody can get one for $8.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I again, lots of different angles to it. I think it was a really smart move, first and
Uh-huh.
foremost, right? I think it's just one of those things where it becomes a commodity after a while. You see how not important this is. It's like, okay,
It
thanks,
did
right?
instantly.
Got
Yeah.
this. They got that check mark. Oh, you paid the $8 too. All right, high five, right? Like it makes you automatically like not important. But anyway, outside of that part, I actually think so. What I heard, like the actual reason is it's
Mhm.
cleaning up some of like the bots and
Oh,
the
gotcha.
bot, right? Like
Okay.
in order to like
Yeah.
validate it, right?
Right.
Basically, it's gonna clean up if people that
Uh,
aren't if these are bots, right? Like it'll
uh-huh.
start to because remember Elon had a big he had a big dispute before buying it about the
Mhm.
amount of active and fake accounts that were on
Right.
there, right?
Oh,
So this
yeah.
is also a move to be able to see how many real accounts, like how many people would, because it's $8, it's low, like it's low, you know what I mean? It's not like you're trying to make money from it,
Right.
right? It's not like, oh, it's $50. He could have made it 1,000. I mean, think about it. In our society, what's an Instagram check mark worth right now,
Oh,
right?
I don't know.
Somebody will pay $10,000 for that thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
some people will.
yeah,
Yeah.
but $8 for a blue check mark. People will get it. It'll weed out some of the bots. It'll make
Yeah,
it'll become a commodity a bit.
that's
But
funny.
overall, right? It's just another tactic.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And it's all, I mean, I think, what you said about humbling, I think that's a good thing. And she said,
Tina, you're a
sometimes a
thousand
loss.
percent right. Tina, a thousand
Yeah.
percent right that sometimes it's not even sometimes it's the majority of the time when we
Hmm.
lose something, it's actually a blessing in disguise. It's actually the opportunity that we needed,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
It's the thing that we needed. There's an old saying that says you can't like in a baseball term, you can't steal second with your foot on first, right? You can't steal second with your foot on first. So a lot of times that just means we're holding on to something so much, trying to get to the next place in life, trying to get to the
Hmm.
next opportunity, trying to get to the next level, but you can't actually go if you don't let go of the thing that you're holding on to, right? You
Right.
can't have both of them.
Right.
So a lot of times, if you it's all perspective, guys. If you just look at like, man, I lost this job because that opened me up to be able to see XYZ, right? I was able to
Hmm.
meet this person or had some free time to go do this thing that fulfilled me more. And then I
Right.
got this opportunity. It's uh another good saying, life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you,
I
right?
like that.
Life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. So if you
That's
got
good.
fired, if you got laid off, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. There's a
Mm.
reason that happened. So
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely good words, Tina.
Yeah. Very. Thank you. And hey, Matthew, thanks for joining. You say perhaps we should make life about simplicity. Definitely having what we need. Yeah. Focusing more on.
that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what life should be, Matt. That's exactly
Hmm.
life, and not necessarily like the degree of simplicity is up to the person. Your
Hmm.
simple is not my simple, right? Nor should there
Yeah.
be degrees of simple, right?
Right.
Like it's
Right.
really a matter of what you said, the inner contentment, right? Whatever that means to you as far as
Hmm.
your inner contentment. Because again, I can be content having a little, I can be content having a lot. I can be right, you can be content in many different places, but
Hmm.
it's about you, right?
That's
It's about
true.
you. So
That's good. Good
it's good
stuff. Look at
stuff.
that. Hey,
Yeah, chat
Aaliyah's
chat.
here.
I know what's up, Aaliyah. I see you.
Aaliyah. All right.
Chatmosphere is
Well,
going crazy.
it is. Everybody, I know that the time can just go, but I want to respect time, and thank you, Chris, for hanging out with us. Everyone, I'm gonna actually put on the socials. If follow me on the socials like Facebook or Instagram, I'm gonna put the information because out, or maybe I'll just type it in, but I think I can put it in better if I just put it as one post. And if you all want to share some good stuff in the morning, like have some coffee and just join us on Wednesday and Friday for some mindset stuff, I'm going to share that with you all, right? And I want you to hit me up if you want to set up a time for complimentary, if you want to do like one-on-one with me and Chris, while I'm still building and training, and if you want to just talk and learn money management strategies, good things, talking about the stuff that we have emotions about. If you want to get help with that, so you don't have those kind of like triggers, and we can all grow. And like Chris said, we need good people that have resources. We need to have that transfer come to you all, right, so you all will be better people, even better, right? As you said, Chris, it brings out the good, and you all are good people. We need you to have resources. That's Boss right. Lady, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Look at that. Nice to see you. This sometimes turns into a family reunion, Chris.
It's a good thing. I'm glad I got invited to the cookout, y'all. I'm glad I got invited.
Yes, and just hit me up, everybody. Like, hit me up. Like, you can do my DMs, okay? Slide in my DMs, everyone. I'm inviting you to do that. And it's complimentary. You can just talk and chat, ask questions. If you have things going on, like you're being downsized, fired, whatever you want to say, okay? But you're having changes in your life and you want to know what's the best way to just handle it. You want to just talk to somebody. Look at me, okay? Look to me. Or if you know somebody, your sister, your cousin, might be a tech person, got laid off, they want to do something and make sure they're safe. They got their 401ks, all that kind of stuff, okay? We can talk about trust and all that good stuff, all right? So set up some time. We'll do it one-on-one and be special. And then I'm going to put a post. Look for a post. So if you want to have some mindset stuff and start growing like I'm growing, okay? I'm starting to grow, everyone. It's starting to really, I'm seeing it. I have a ways to go, of course, but it's happening, okay? So, right. Yeah, I'll share that with them, Chris, I'll probably do an Instagram, Facebook post. So it'll be Wednesday mornings and Friday, everybody, okay?
That's awesome.
So,
that's awesome. And
thank you, Chris.
Pleasure's
Is there
mine.
anything you want to share and leave us with?
No, just last thing, I saw Tina in the comments say most of us never had an education on how to handle wealth, which is 100% true. It's why we make ourselves in the position, whatever level that is for you, right? Whatever level that is for you, we want to be able to be a resource and be able to help guide you through it. We all have a financial question. We all have something that we can get a little bit more clarity on, or something that, right, we don't want to handle ourselves. So that's what, again, Jen and I are here to do for y'all. So feel free to set up time. Just like she said, we're here. You're going to see us pop on live and have these money conversations a little bit more frequently, because we all need it, especially as we're heading into this recession, into this crazy market. And we care about you guys. Again, I appreciate you guys welcoming me into the family. Jamie, good stuff. I saw something you said that you want to you are growing some food for yourself at your own place. That is a great way to start. I actually have a vertical farming side project working, so I believe in making and growing our own food, our own crops and things. So maybe we have to connect on that level as well. So
yeah, that'd be great, Jamie. Set up some time. We can talk about these kind of things. It goes along with it, like you're saying, like the wealth and the health. And if you're thinking this way, a lot of us are thinking the same things. We have sort of the same wants and visions. That's why we connect. So
right.
yeah, absolutely. That'd be nice, Jamie.
That's right.
Yeah. So everyone, I will be in touch. And like Chris said, we're going to do this more often. Let's just have these really like kind of uncomfortable conversations. They're not going to always be uncomfortable, but we can weather the storm and the waves. Okay.
That's right.
Because all downturns in the economy and market, not everybody goes under, everyone. It's not necessary that everybody goes under, but you're going to need to have some mental toughness to get through. So we just like lock arms together and we're going to get through it and thrive. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you,
Shout
Chris.
out to Juan also growing his own food. I see you, Juan. There we
Yay,
go.
Juan.
We got to have the
Thank you.
conversation. That's the way it's going to be, right? We got to make sure we're eating the good stuff, living these long, vital lives.
That's right.
Wealth is nothing without your health. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, Chris. Take care. All right, everybody. So I will do that. I'll go, if you, again, Facebook, Instagram, just Jennifer Washington. And I'll post up, like, if you want to hang out in the morning, okay? So if I haven't seen you in the chatmosphere, I want to thank you. Hey, Patrice, good. Being around for each other is key. Absolutely. So let's continue to do that. Be there for each other. Even though, they put a lot of fear and panic into the media, we don't have to succumb to fear. I mean, think about 2020. That was a big thing that a lot of us, we went through, and we weathered it. We learned a lot from it, and we can get through, I think, anything. We can do it. A lot of us, together we can do it. And we are forming more community and togetherness like that. So we're going to keep doing it here in the chatmosphere. You have somebody to talk to. All right. Think of me for these kind of conversations. I would love to have these kind of one-on-ones with you. We continue to just build together. All right. So a lot of it is just education, right? That's the wisdom. When they say the meek shall inherit the earth, meek means wise. So let's be wise and always coachable. And that's why we study. We're learning. We're lifelong students. All right. So blessings to all of you. Good night. If I missed you, I just want to say thanks for joining, and I'll be around soon for another live stream. Okay. And I will see you on the other socials. All right. Thank you. Good night. Love you. And see you soon.